Starting off today with another old favorite. This is Juice of the Oats Oatmeal Stout from Oxus Brewing in Winnipeg. An easy drinking dark ale with the aroma of coffee and chocolate. It has a creamy, smooth body that comes from the use of oats in the mash. So the first mail item today doesn't have any description on it because it was reshipped from the warehouse in Toronto, like many things are these days. If that's what it takes to get free shipping on these items, so be it. And they're usually faster too. Let's see. We can get into these and see what they actually are. Ooh, 3 little boards. Those look familiar. These are ESP8266, the ESP01 variety. So that is one of the smallest versions of the ESP8266 family. It only has a couple of GPIO pins on it, but for small projects, driving NeoPixels or other programmable LEDs, for example, they do the job just fine. So it's got Wi-Fi, 2 GPIOs, transmit and receive data so you can use it to Wi-Fi-ize something else, a reset and enable power and ground. Not much to them. They take a little bit of messing around to get to work. It helps to have a programming jig, but they're quite versatile for their size. One piece ESP01, ESP01S, ESP8266 serial Wi-Fi model authenticity guaranteed Internet of Thing. These cost me $1.34 each. I bought 3 of them, and there was shipping on it. But you notice that there was something else came in the package as well, so I combined shipping on a few different things. But even with that, this is the cheapest that I was able to find these at the time. As I mentioned, it's basically a self-contained Wi-Fi device with a couple of GPIO pins and some serial in and out on it. Yeah, okay, so the serial UART, it has SPI as well. I didn't know that. That could be useful. I2S, I didn't realize that either. There's more to this little guy than I thought. I thought it was just a cheap little microcontroller with a couple of pins and some Wi-Fi, but apparently it has other things that it can do. Anyway, for as cheap as it is, I just thought it made sense to grab a handful of them. And I've got a few other projects around here that already use these, and you'll probably be seeing these again in the future. Also in the same package from the same AliExpress seller, you have some 16-pin DIP ICs. These are CD4511BE. Top of my head, I don't remember what these are. But looks like I ordered 10 of them, so they must be interesting. Let's go find out. 10 pieces CD4511BE, CD4511, DIP16, and then a bunch of other chips as well. But that is the one that I got, the 4511BE. For 10 for $1.16, so 11.5 cents each. Okay, that's definitely an experimental price, even with the shipping, which I combined with those other chips. They don't have much detail on it down here, so we will go grab the data sheet, which tells us that this is a BCD, binary coded decimal to 7-segment latch decoder driver. It's a 7-segment display driver. Cool. And there is the basic functional diagram. 4 binary bits coming in here, the 2 control pins, and the 7-segment outputs. Nice and simple. Next in we have LED light times 2 and transfer line times 1. LED light sounds reasonable. I don't know, what is a transfer line? Transfer line is a cable. A 4-pin Molex to SATA power connector adapter cable extension. Okay, yeah, my workshop computer is old enough that its power supply has mostly the Molex connectors on it. So if I wanted to add a drive, and I did a while ago, I need to power it via SATA. There is a lot of SATA connections on the motherboard, but the power supply is older, so that's what that's for, and I'm assuming it was fairly inexpensive, otherwise I would have just bought it from a local computer store. Male to female 4-pin power drive adapter cable Molex IDE SATA 15 pin set. $1.49 and free shipping. When I ordered it, obviously, it did ship to Canada. They don't now, so if you're in Canada, use the search terms, I guess. Also in the same package, I got a couple of, 10 packs of these LED filaments. These are clever little guys. I've got a few already that I bought in a different package a couple of years ago. But I spotted these ones and figured, yeah, those are handy. I should probably have some more because I think I have an idea what to do with some of them. Now then, I don't know what voltage these particular ones are. They come in a few different voltages, so I'll have to check the listing and see. But 10 pieces super bright cob LED solar filament bulb candle light 3-volt home lamp source. I got 2 packages of those, and they did cost me $2.66 each back then, with free shipping again, or no shipping right now, same seller. So 3 volts, okay, that's useful information. It doesn't say which version I got, but you can get them in either warm white or bright white, I guess that one is. 26 millimeters, yeah, about an inch, 3 volts, 1 watt. Going to have to, let's light them up and find out what color they really are. Okay, that is current limiting now. What's my current limit set at? 30 milliamps. Okay, I can still see the individual segments, so it can probably go brighter, but yeah, I would guess that that's probably warm white. Next in, what does this one call itself? RJ45. Okay. It is RJ45 connectors. Specifically, these are board mount ones. I don't think those are those aren't breadboard friendly though. Those are circuit board ones, so you'd have to crank out your own custom circuit board. But these are also useful for replacing damaged ones, which I think was what I was planning on doing. Now, this was a couple of months ago that I ordered these, and I can't remember. They're not quite perf board friendly. They have 0.1 spacing, but with the rows of pins staggered, that's not going to work out. Okay, so I may have to, against my better judgment, create a custom circuit board if I'm going to use these for anything. But first I'm going to have to dig through my my notes from months ago and figure out what I was planning on doing with these. I'm sure I had a very good reason. 10 pieces, unshielded RJ11, RJ45, 8P8C network modular PCB connector jack, blah, blah, blah. 317 Canadian with free shipping for the 10 of them. It says unshielded, and those look unshielded, but the ones that I got are shielded, so yay me, I got a bonus, I guess. Next in we have silicone cover from Creality, or at least branded Creality. That is 3 little smushed silicone socks for the hot end of the 3D printer. And I'm hoping these are the ones that fit the Ender 3 version 2. Or fit that replacement hot end that I got a while ago. 3 pieces heater block silicone case cover socks installation for 3D printer. Wow, $8? Is that what I really paid? Yeah, no, that's not what I paid. I paid $2.04 American or $2.25 Canadian. That makes more sense. Anyway, I got these from CastleBoy01, and it shows it being used with, I don't recognize that particular printer, but the measurements I'm pretty sure matched up with what I needed, so there we go. So the silicone sock on a 3D printer is right there. It is wrapped around the hot end. You can kind of see me bending it down a little bit. And this one looks like it is exactly the same size as the one that's on there. Here's the spare hot end that I got, and it came with a silicone sock, which I didn't expect when I bought it, so that's why I ordered these other ones. But this one, let's just see here. Yeah, it looks like it fits on there just fine, and this one is the same as that one in there, so I should be good. So what it does is it insulates the heat block here to keep the temperature in, just so that the temperature is not fluctuating as bad. And also, because of the way that it wraps around the nozzle, it just leaves less of the nozzle exposed. So when you get some filament, oops, that's not on there correctly. There we go. So if you get some filament sort of bunching up and stuff, it will stick to the brass nozzle, but it won't stick to the silicone. So it makes it a lot easier to clean up when something goes wrong. Not if, but when. And now, the last and biggest package that came in. This is a sponsored package from Banggood. Let's see what goodies they sent me this time. Ooh, a depth adapter. That's always handy. We have a lithium-ion nickel metal hydride multi-chemistry battery charger. It's a smart charger with an LCD screen, Type-C and micro USB. Each slot is independent. Oh, so you can charge multiple different types of batteries at once. Cool. Lithium-ion, all these different types, or nickel metal hydride. It's kind of nice that it charges each independently. Oh, ho, 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 ho. It's got a screen peel. Well, that was satisfying. Has, what do we got for inputs here? We have a 5 volt 2 amp input, a 5 volt 2 amp input, and a 5 volt 2 amp input. It comes with a couple of USB, what is it? That one's USB-C cable. And that one's a USB, what are you, is that mini or micro? I can never get those two. Anyways, one for there and one for there. Okay, I'll have to quickly read. Okay, so you can use any of those inputs, huh? And that just goes down the list of batteries again. Right, that's a little bit hard to see with my studio lighting here. If you zoom in enough and tinker with the contrast, you can see it. So it's showing the charging current there, and it's showing the 4 batteries, and you have A and C buttons. Okay, so that adjusts how many amps there is charging. So I'll take my salvaged 18650 and put it in arbitrary into slot 2. It shows that it is in slot 2. It is at 50%. It is charging, or it is, I guess, at 3.84 volts. Right now I've got it charging at 0.5 amp, and it recognizes the lithium ion. Okay, it doesn't really say anywhere in the manual what that C button is for, but I've experimentally figured it out. So now I have my same lithium ion battery in there, but I also have a nickel metal hydride AA cell in here. If we zoom in so we can see that, the nickel metal hydride cell is almost, it's 99% because I had charged it a while ago. It's sitting at 2.7 volts. Then if I use button C, it switches, and you see that little bracket there switched to show which one we're talking about. So that's what it's doing. And the lithium ion is sitting at 75% and 3.99 and still charging. The only downside is it's a little bit twitchy getting these smaller batteries in here to make contact, but it will do them. So there is a AAA in slot 4, and it's recognized it as nickel metal hydride as well. It's sitting at 1.3 volts. That, I think, is going to be a very handy thing to have around here. Astrolux VC04 Micro Type-C 2 amp quick charge lithium ion nickel metal hydride battery charger. Current optional USB charger for all kinds of different batteries. Currently on sale for $21.99. Banggood wanted me to remind you that they have a summer prime sale going on currently, and there will be a link down in the description with a discount code as well if you're interested in this guy. The other thing that is in this package was the big one that I had actually asked them if they would be willing to send me. I just asked for the class of device, and they said, how about this one? And here we have the portable LCD digital microscope. 12 megapixel, HD, all the rest of these good things. There's an interesting feature. The stand will actually tilt to get out of your way so your forehead's not crashing into it. And you can see things a little bit more three-dimensionally. Enough about what it says on the package. Let's pop it open. Like I said, I'm not going to do an in-depth look at it right now. This is just going to be a quickie. So the obvious reason to have one of these is for surface mount soldering, right? Which I don't do a lot of, partly because I just haven't been interested in it, but partly because when I am doing surface mount soldering, I got to get my ancient eyes really close, which means what you're seeing through the camera is the back of my head, and ain't nobody wants that. So hopefully this, with its ability to capture the video, will make that better. We shall see. There is the lens with a ring of LEDs around it to illuminate your workpiece. What do we got on the back here? We have micro USB, a reset, micro SD, and brightness for the LED lights. What else we got in the box here? And a European power adapter. That's what they sent the death adapter for. But I've got lots of USB power around here. There is that. USB cable. There is a fairly heavy little base. Let's just set that guy down. With a little tilt swivelly piece on there, and there is the stand mount, which it just collars on around the microscope there. Okay. Aha! It's lighting up, and it's showing me the tip of my scalpel. I don't know, can you see that? Anyway, it works. There's the LED illuminators down there. Where's that little... So you can adjust that, brighter or dimmer if you want. Cool. Mustool G1200 digital microscope, 12 megapixel, 7-inch large color screen, large base LCD display, 1 to 1200x continuous. Currently on sale for $74.99 US, or the regular price was $105, so that's not bad. And of course there's that summer prime sale, and there is the discount code that I've got down in the description below, and all the various specs down here. I'm not going to read them out to you. You can see them at the link just as well as I can. Plus, as I said, I'm going to be looking a lot closer at this thing in the very near future, so if you want to know more about it, stay tuned. So that was a chock full mailbag this week. Wow. Quickly go over the shipping times because people are always interested in that. The RJ45 connectors took 24 days to get here. The silicone socks took 41. The LED filaments and power adapter took 20 days. And the... what was the other stuff here? Oh yeah. These ESPs and the LED drivers took 19 days because they came from that Canadian warehouse. And of course, we have the Banggood goodies. I'm going to get a lot of use out of this battery charger, I think, and stay tuned for a deeper look at this microscope. I'm intrigued by that. It's probably not something that I would have spent my own money on, but I'm really glad that they offered to send it to me so that I can show it off and have one to use. I hope nobody's offended by me using my sponsors to stock my workshop up. Well, thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping me buy the things that I buy. Thanks to Banggood for sending these things for me to play with and helping keep my workshop stocked up. Also, thanks to my Patreon supporters for buying me a beer now and again. And of course, thanks to all of you for watching. Questions and comments down below. Stay tuned for a future look at this thing. I will talk to you later.